my name's Tara Zufan, and today I'm going to be conducting a public service announcement on the achievement gap and how we can close that, hopefully. So, for those of you who don't know, the achievement gap is, well, when you're referring to the achievement gap in education, it refers to a disciplinary impact or differentiation between two students. So you can see this if you're looking at standardized test scores or course selection or dropout rates or maybe even college completion rates. There are other measures that you can look at, but these are the strongest core measures that you will see the biggest differentiation between. So there are three issues that I'm going to be discussing today. One is higher education and how that can affect student success rates. There's one that is going to be implementation inside of the classroom and motivation. And then lastly, we're going to close it out with detracking in high school and how this can affect a student. So first we're going to discuss in an article that I read conducted by Phi Delta Kappa, there was a poll that was conducted, and they found that 75% of Americans believe that the achievement gap is only between white students and African American and Hispanic students, and it's primarily due to factors that are unrelated to the quality of education that they are receiving. So this pretty much is a way of saying that the student that primarily the most of Americans, 75%, think that other than the education the students are given, it has outstanding or outside circumstances that is affecting their graduation rate. So with this being said, I believe that we can definitely help to change that by just making sure when the students come to school, they have a organized and they have an environment where they feel that they are safe and they can conduct their best work and that they are going to be unharmed and they're able to leave whatever's happening at home for that day. I also believe that it's important that students are able to come into school, and if they do have an issue or do have a problem going on at home or a conflict, that they're able to feel comfortable enough with that teacher to express what is happening and have a safe space. So that is a way that we could close the achievement gap. Another very effective way I think that we could close the achievement gap is that we should absolutely never water down the material that the students are receiving and expecting to understand, regardless to if you are in a special education classroom or a general education classroom. You should be pushing your students as much as absolutely possible, regardless to, you should never try to change your language or your perception on a topic for a student who is struggling. You should try to rephrase or reword the same content to make sure that they're on the same page as you, but never ever in a million years would you want to have the student feel unable to read the material that the rest of their class is given. And lastly, for the detracking in high school, a lot of students get to high school and they realize that once they're 16 years old, they're allowed to drop out, and they feel that that's the only track for them since their parents dropped out, since everyone has just dropped out and they don't have to try in classes anymore, is what they initially think once they reach high school, right? So a way to kind of change how this is being perceived in schools is to definitely give the students a way to express themselves, or a way to show them that, hey, in today's day and age, you need a high school education. You almost need a bachelor's degree to get a good job. And just be sure that you're portraying this and that the students completely understand that this is what the reality is in today's school. So those are some 3 ways that I think that we can close the achievement gap, and hopefully you take something away from this video and this opens up a conversation for you in the future.